we all know, like when you're seeing a Hollywood movie versus real. I mean, you know when something's fake. Air Force Academy discovers racial slurs were hoax months after superintendent lauded for tough speech. And I think he or one of his adjuncts is behind it. I mean, I'll just tell you point blank. That's my opinion. Because I saw the whole PR rollout within hours, the way it was all done at the whole peak of the NFL deal. This was deep state PR. This general's anti-Trump. This was a stunt. You're now into hour number 2. For the next 45 minutes or so, Sibel Edmonds, an amazing patriot who served this country honorably, who's one of the highest level whistleblowers ever to expose the stand down of 9/11, our government working with radical jihad groups in Saudi Arabia. I mean, she's got amazing information. She's got courage, too. She's broken federal gag orders before during Bush and Obama and exposed serious crimes, and they had to back down. And she's a journalist as well, newsbud.com. We're going to be going to her in a moment. Then when she leaves us in the last segment of this hour, I told you it was a hoax at the time because 99% of the time it was. And I saw how the Air Force responded in a huge PR campaign during the whole NFL anti-Trump race stuff. And so I could just see the packaging. I could see the instant PR. And you know when something's produced, kind of like Hillary did fake town halls. And I said, that's shot 35 millimeter, super HD. It's actors. The media said, Jones claims she has actors. It's fake. Came out a month later, it was all fake. I mean, we all know, like when you're seeing a Hollywood movie versus real. I mean, unless it's just the best. I got to tell you, watching The People versus O.J. Simpson, sometimes during that Netflix show, the actors were so good that it was like it was real. But it was only part of the show, too. Other parts weren't as good. I mean, you know when something's fake. And it's the same deal. Air Force Academy discovers racial slurs were hoax months after superintendent lauded for tough speech. And I think he or one of his adjuncts is behind it. I mean, I'll just tell you point blank. That's my opinion. Because I saw the whole PR rollout within hours, the way it was all done at the whole peak of the NFL deal. This was deep state PR. This general's anti-Trump. This was a stunt. We know it was fake now. We know somebody pulled it. And I'm saying you're suspect number 1, buddy. Continuing, Rand Paul's neighbors say it wasn't a dispute over the grass or the landscaping. The neighbor hated him. The neighbors called for violence against Trump, called for his testicles to be chopped off and all sorts of stuff. And he tackled him from behind and broke 6 of his ribs, we now learn, and punctured his lung. And the left is just celebrating the hell out of that. But his neighbors are now exposing it. Our story's up on drudgereport.com. Rand Paul reveals 6 broken ribs, lung condition after attack from socialist neighbor. So that was part of their November 4th rampage. Congress hears ideas of altering clouds to offset climate change. Oh, McClatchy. I thought I heard of that on Infowars, but a long time ago. So that's all coming up. Putin says U.S. wants to disrupt upcoming Russian election. We're going to get to that. We're going to get to this Nexivum cult where the women get branded and have to bring in other sex slaves. And they thought it was a feminist group, but it was run by a man. I wasn't talking about this group a month ago. But in New York and in Hollywood and other places, this is how these work. They'll say it's a women empowerment group, and then it's be run by some beautiful women that they lure them in, and then they put them on hallucinogens, you name it. And I'm not saying this guy did it, but the police are going in. I'm just saying I knew about these type deals, not this one. And, of course, Huffington Post attacked me and said I was horrible. I told women, if you go to a women empowerment group, they go, oh, by the way, just to prove you're into women being in charge, these women are going to put you in handcuffs. You like girls, don't you? And then next, you're being tortured. Or next, you're dead. And they attacked me for that when I broke it down. But now, that was before all this broke. Oh, see, I'm writing in. Right there. See? So, there you go. It just gets worse and worse and worse and worse and worse and worse and worse. Oh, you're a young, beautiful woman. You can trust other women, my dear. Come to our castle. Oh, there's no men here? Oh, no, we don't have men here until you're chained down. Until you're begging for your life. Oh, excuse me. Oh, you'll find out later when we brand you. We're liberal, though. You know, Apple, we run companies with suicide nets and forced abortions. But it's okay because Apple's liberal. See, as long as it's liberal, as long as they're pulling your teeth out with pliers and saying it's liberal, I mean, as long as you're shooting up a church and it's liberal, it's all right. And again, there's a whole dark side on the right wing as well. It's all a system of control.
What the aging process is when the cell replicates, we lose a little bit of our telomeres. Telomeres are the little cups on the end of our chromosomes.
And when it runs out, you start dying.
Secure your DNA force today at InfoWarsLife.com.